Good evening, I'm Maxine Bramley and welcome to UL News. The headlines tonight. €6 million Student Centre in progress. A successful International Women's Day on campus. And feel like getting some gains? The new Strength and Conditioning Club might be just for you. The 11th International Women's Day Conference was held on campus this Friday, with events carrying on into the weekend. The conference included keynote speaker Vicky Phelan and was presented in association with Johnson & Johnson, Dell, Northern Trust and Bank of Ireland. Aisling O'Connor has more.
I'm here at the Analog Devices building in the University of Limerick for the 11th International Women's Day Conference. Today's theme was #BetterTheBalance. CEOs, entrepreneurs and activists. Those were the speakers at this year's International Women's Day Conference in UL. Alva and Izzy from Izzy Wheels were the stars of the conference, receiving a standing ovation.
So Izzy Wheels provide a range of stylish wheel covers for wheelchairs. It was founded by the two of us and my sisters, and the tagline is, "If you can't stand up, stand out."
It makes me think about, people who feel different for so many different ways. There's women in a male-dominated business world, but there's also, I am also in a slightly different area of diversity in terms of, having a disability.
Vicky Phelan was awarded a gold sovereign coin by Andrew Keating, Financial Director of Bank of Ireland, to commemorate her activism.
I was invited to speak to you here today on International Women's Day because somehow I am seen as a leader in campaigning for better outcomes for women's healthcare, particularly in the area of cervical cancer, but also in empowering others to challenge the medical profession.
I think International Women's Day is so important to me because it's so important for women themselves to remind how far we've come and how well that we're doing and what more that we have to do.
This is Aisling O'Connor, UL News, Analog Devices building.
Plans for the €6 million Student Centre are well underway. The building is set to open in 2020 and will include a media centre, auditorium and mindfulness space. Frances Watkins has more.
This is the current centre of student life here at the University of Limerick. However, plans to build the new facility are full steam ahead.
The students voted in 2016 to introduce a levy which is covering the cost of the new student centre. It's going to be built in partnership with the University of Limerick. We're very excited about it. It's going to be 3,500 square metres building. We hope to break ground next month and there's an 18-month build time. So we're hoping that by September, October 2020 we'll be opening the doors on the new student centre.
There was opposition, however, from some students whose time at UL was almost up when the referendum was held in 2016. These students felt that they would not get the full benefits despite paying the levy.
This building, the arena, the boathouse, even Maguire's pitches, all those things, none of those things would be here. There'd be nothing, none of those things were here if previous generations didn't make decisions for the betterment of those coming forward. And I mean, if you don't invest in the future, I'm at the stage where I'm here 20 years, so I can see people from 20 years ago whose kids are coming now to open days. So this is the whole legacy bit. There are other people going to benefit.
Following the referendum in 2016, this was chosen as the site for the new student centre. It is currently a car park for visitors to the campus. However, by the end of next year, it will be a vibrant hub for activity and student life. Frances Watkins, UL News, University of Limerick.
We're now in studio with Ciara Jo Hanlon, who's the UL Student Life President. Ciara Jo, thanks for coming in. First of all, I'd just like to ask you, do you think it's fair that students that are going to be graduating either this year or next year are paying the levy as well?
I do. I think the levy was voted in and introduced in 2016. Students that are here currently are paying a reduced rate, so they're only paying €36, whereas students coming in the future will be paying a higher levy. I think it's important that we do future-proof the campus for the future students. That's
fair enough. And what are the benefits of the new student centre?
I suppose one thing that we do see is students don't have many common areas that they get to relax, and especially for our commuter students. So I think it'll give them that space, a space that's their own. They don't have to go to a cafe, they don't have to go to the library. They will have their own space, their own centre for student life where they can go and relax.
That's great. Thanks so much, Ciara Jo. We now go over to Patrick with the sports news.
First up tonight, we focus on ladies football, where UL avenged last year's O'Connor Cup final defeat when they overcame UCD 216 to 110 to claim a record 12th title in Grangegorman on Saturday. Goals by Fiona McHale and player of the match Hannah O'Donoghue as well as 7 points from the boot of Cork ace Emer Scally, powered the Limerick College to a 4th title in 6 seasons. Ireland produced their best performance of the Six Nations to dismantle France 26 points to 14 at the Aviva Stadium yesterday. Tries by captain Rory Best, Johnny Sexton, Jack Conan and Keith Earls earned Joe Schmidt's side the bonus point victory, which keeps their faint hopes of retaining their crown alive ahead of this weekend's trip to Grand Slam chasing Wales. The remaining quarter-final pairings in the Allianz Hurling League were decided following the conclusion of yesterday's refixed final round games. Victories for Tipperary and Wexford ensured their progression to the knockout stages, while a late Shane Bennett goal saw Waterford edge out Galway, which sees the Daisha face Clare, Galway welcome Wexford and Tipperary host Dublin in the final 8. And finally, our main sports story this evening and the continued growth of the UL Strength and Conditioning Club, one of UL's fledgling societies. The club focuses on hosting elite level athletes to help provide students with improved knowledge and opportunities in the field of S&C. Corey Kilban has more.
Precision, power and determination. These are the traits that it takes to be a member of the UL Strength and Conditioning Society.
So we bring in people who work at an elite level. They work at an elite level and they come in and they give us strength and conditioning talks. So those talks could be applied. They could be to do with nutrition, psychology, physiology, and they come in and they give us kind of like what they do with at their career or their sport, and stuff we might miss. So most of us are sports science students, so we have a certain syllabus we have to follow, and the lecturers have to follow that syllabus, so we don't often get to ask questions. We have elite level powerlifters coming in, so they do like stuff like squat, bench and deadlift. We have Olympic weightlifting, so snatches and clean and jerks. We also have our next speakers coming in is going to be talking about athletics and para-athletics and how to design a strength and conditioning program for them. So we have a lot of para-athletics, people with amputees and stuff like that coming in, and how to design and how to work around the program with someone who obviously doesn't have all the limbs required and stuff. So it's very interesting to take a turn on things. So it's not always just a set program or a set kind of exercises. We might come across like an adapted exercise for them and stuff like that.
With this newly formed society literally going from strength to strength, it's safe to say that they're heading into the future with a bang.
A less dramatic day in the skies after yesterday's status yellow snow, ice and wind warning in Limerick. It was a bright and crisp start to the day this morning, becoming grey and cloudy for the rest of the afternoon. A band of heavy and persistent rain is moving in from the west, so you might want to bring an umbrella to the club this evening as it will be bucketing down. If you're planning to head back home to the sticks this week, there is a status orange wind warning in place for Donegal, Leitrim, Mayo and Sligo. Also be careful on your drive home for the long weekend. You can expect heavy rain right across the country on Friday afternoon. We can expect snow across much of the north of the country on Saturday, but staying mainly dry for Sunday's St. Patrick's Day parades.
And now a recap on tonight's main stories. UL hosts its 11th International Women's Day Conference. €6 million student centre begins construction. And fitness junkies now get to enjoy their very own strength and conditioning club on campus. That's it from us here in the newsroom. Have a good evening.